keep hearing so much and seeing how companies these days are shifting their workforce workforce. I always mess that up a little bit by replacing human labor with computers, robots, machinery, you name it. So it got me thinking. Most of us have our first experience as a worker on, say, supermarkets, fast food restaurants, whatever. And then we keep seeing more and more that those jobs are being replaced by computers. Like we have self checkouts at Walmart and whatnot. So basically, the cashier job is going to be extinct. Hey, Garuda. And also, there is also the discussion of replacing waiters and waitresses and possibly even chefs with freaking robots as well. And I'm like, for starters, I would not trust a robot with my food because food is something that needs a lot of care during handling. And say, if this robot brings you your food, what's to keep someone from compromising the integrity of your food before it gets to you? How is this machine going to know what happened between the moment that the food leaves the kitchen and it gets to you? And I also understand that there are places where the food actually comes from, like, it looks like a conveyor belt and it's like on the ceiling or something. And I'm like, okay, it gets to you that way so people can really be hands off about it. But still, I think that when it comes to certain tasks, you should not replace what the human does with a computer. But, anyways, that's just me. I guess I'm just pro people. And I just have so many frustrations with computers in my daily life that maybe that's why I opine in this matter, in this manner. But honestly, what's going to be the next entry level job? Most of us usually start like at age 16, 17, 18. We get our first job either in retail or fast food. And what are we going to do then? It seems like everywhere that you go to, they're asking for something outrageous like 4 years of education. You need to have a degree, and you also have to, on top of the degrees that you have to actually pursue special trainings. And any pilots out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but it used to be that back in the day, you could go straight into flying school and you could be hired as a pilot as soon as you got your license and all that good stuff. Or, yeah, yeah, something like that. But now they actually want for you to have a degree before you can even go into flight school. So it's becoming more and more difficult to actually meet the requirements and prerequisites that all these companies are establishing. So I just want to know, the youth of the near future, what's going to happen to them like 10, 20 years from now? How are they going to go about getting their first experiences? Unless they're trying to say that on your time at school, that's when you're gathering experience that's going to validate you as a candidate to be hired at a place, even though you're not making money. And that's what worries me. All of us need money. So you cannot be just studying and working for free just to get qualifications only to end up in a pool of unemployed people. So that's really what I'm trying to address in this topic, just in case you were wondering exactly what I mean by automation taking over. But I don't think it's really that confusing. But anyways, that's the way that I want to present it. So let me see what you guys are saying. I'm a mechatronic engineer. My opinion, this is getting irreversible. It looks like there's no way back. I'm working on trying to get people to pay attention and not do something we will all regret, but nobody listens. Nobody listened to Musk. Nobody will listen to me. We are doomed. I just hope it helps more than it damages. Because, see, the thing that worries me about it is that, okay, we are all about reducing costs and making our lives more comfortable and to a certain extent efficiency. when it comes to certain jobs, because let's face it, humans get tired, humans get sick, humans suffer certain things that get in the way of productivity. But we don't have money. We're not rich. We need income. And you're saying that you want to replace the human labor with machinery and computers and all that. What's going to happen to us? Those of us who realistically, not everyone can make it to have a successful business. Not everyone is going to be born with a lot of money. Not everyone is going to have savings and all that stuff. So, the middle class is clearly disappearing. It's getting harder and harder to be from like the lower hierarchy of society. What are we supposed to be doing if we don't have the resources to be providing ourselves with our way to independently make our ends meet when it comes to finances? See what I mean? I don't know. And don't even suggest, well, you need to go to school so you can get a better job. Because remember, in order to go to school, you have to pay. You have to pay to survive as well. It's not like all of us can just get free rides or whatever you call it to where everything is paid for. You still need to just be alive during that time. How do you do that? And don't even mention the meal plan because realistically that only does so much for you. So I'm just saying it's getting pretty complicated and I'm not sure how people are going about it. Like I was thinking maybe people want, like by people I mean the elite, they want for all these folks to be working maybe at distribution centers, but that still doesn't make any sense to me because even that type of labor is being replaced. So I'm just saying, what's going to be the unskilled labor that we can do? Because you cannot simply expect for everyone to be specialized on something. I don't think that's a very sustainable practice. See what I mean? But anyways, what are people going to do? Is everything just going to shift online? What can you do online? There's only so much that you can really accomplish that way. What about those of us who have like hands-on skills, you know? So, but anyways, um, if you think about it, it seems the problem is not really employment. Jobs get replaced with other jobs after all. The problem is the IA singularity. It will just become exponentially more and more intelligent by itself. I guess you mean AI. Have you seen Sam Harris's video on the matter of for TED Talks? If not, react to it, please. Haha. Do me a favor and on a now that we're on it on a separate video, if you can open like another window and post a comment telling me about Sam Harris and all that, because unfortunately I don't have anything handy to write with, and um, by the time this video processes, I will forget to just scroll back to your comment and look it up. So please drop me a comment somewhere else so it alerts me, and I'll search for it and save it so I can watch it later. Probably why many college girls strip on the side. See, now that you mention that, it seems like it's all about degrading yourself. It almost seems like your honor is just on the floor, your sense of privacy is on the floor. You have to literally sell your body to stay alive. And I'm not saying that, what can I say? I don't consider stripping a profession that's like worthy of respect because, you know, I just have my personal values and whatnot. But to the people who do that, I can't blame you because if you're desperate, then I guess you do what you gotta do. But isn't that crazy that people are actually resorting to that stuff? Like, it's starting to feel like there's no way out for some people. And I guess I would rather just die before I do that stuff because I just cannot feel like I can live a full life knowing that that's what I do to make a living. See what I mean? But anyways, maybe I say that now because I'm not in that situation, but maybe I value being alive so much that maybe I would do, you know, some shady stuff on the side. But I'm like, no, that's what they want. They want for you to be doing terrible things so that you end up getting thrown somewhere and pretty much clean you up from society. Isn't that crazy? It's like, oh yeah, let's make it difficult for you to be alive, so you do something stupid and you end up locked up and you cannot do anything for yourself. See what I mean? But anyways, that's just me. I don't really, I cannot say that I'm aware of what the reality is out there for anyone who gets involved in that stuff. But shoot, I mean, it makes sense. There's evil people out there, and usually when you have a lot of power, you just don't care about others. I don't think that you're that empathetic of a human being. Um, if you really keep aiming for becoming bigger and more powerful, like say corporations, and you are affecting so many millions of people, and you are claiming to be able to go to bed at night and be peaceful and proud of what you do, and I'm like, no, you're something else. You're a weird kind of human in my book. I'm just saying. But anyways, you guys, I'm really not sure what the answer would be to the question that I asked earlier about, what's going to be the new entry level job and what's going to happen, period, to like the middle class. But anyways, it's fun to just speculate and for us to share our experiences and observations, and then hopefully the future is not as bleak as it seems. But I'm not sure about that. I just worry because it's seeming more and more like life is becoming unnecessarily complicated. And until I understand why that has to be the way of things, then I won't be satisfied, and I will not, I won't stop bringing up topics like this. But anyways, you guys. All right, guys. That pretty much concludes my rambling. I really don't have anything else to say on this one. How to elaborate it further? But yeah, I'll keep reading and observing and listening to people and seeing what other people have to say and asking around, and I'll gather that info and share it maybe on a future stream to see what other people's opinions are. But it's just crazy. Should the minimum wage be raised? Of course, it should be raised because I think that if you do any kind of job, you should be able to sustain yourself without struggling. But the problem with wishing for that is that usually, because companies are all about profits and saving that damn dollar, um, they're going to find a way to screw you over if they raise the minimum wage. Something is going to get taken away, and someone out there is going to suffer as a result. Usually, it's in the form of hours being reduced or your job changing and becoming painfully difficult. Like sometimes it's in the form of reducing how many people you have working somewhere, and those few people who you leave there you actually add to their workload. So if only you could demand a raise just so that it compensates for the you know inflation that doesn't seem to have an end, and that way you can live comfortably and have a full life, then all right, of course, we all deserve to have a better wage and have that minimum wage raised. Because again, it's only fair that if you dedicate your time, which is turned into money, your effort, your dedication, that's what you get paid for. While you're at it, it should be worth it. Because a lot of companies keep complaining, or they bring up this concern about how high their turnover rate is. And I'm like, well, mother effer, people need to go to somewhere where their ends at being are being met. If you keep demanding people's effort to be far greater than what their reward is at the end of the day, they're going to catch that bullshit, and they're going to go somewhere where they get paid better, treated better, and they can work the same amount of hours but also have income to save and resolve any emergencies that may come up, because you're human and life happens and stuff happens and you have to have money to resolve that. Those are people's concerns. So if you happen to focus on the crew that you have and treat them well and pay them well, no one is going to feel compelled to leave, and thus making your company suffer when all of your trained people leave and the new hires get only half-ass trained, and therefore the quality of the job, the productivity just declines. See what I mean? So of course we all deserve nice things, but for some reason the people up there don't think that you do. And to me, that's crazy. You are already someone who doesn't need to worry about money for the rest of your life. The least you can do is treat the people who made your comfort possible, treat them with dignity and respect, and give them what they deserve. So, yes, I do think minimum wage needs to be increased anytime, there's the inflation going on, because your income should be able to supplement you to be able to pay for stuff as the prices go up. But if you're going to attach consequences to it, like, bitch, you are another level of evil. See what I mean? And that's why sometimes I sit here and I sound like I'm mad about what I do, and I just accuse everywhere, like every single job ever, to just be evil pricks. It's just that, like I'm saying, people dedicate time, effort. They get up at times that they don't want to. They show up to work when they're sick and don't feel good, and they leave their families behind. And they make so many sacrifices only to bring back home scraps. That's not fair. That's inhuman. So, if you are someone in a position of power, you have a lot of responsibility, and you are choosing to be a complete prick and evil person. So, but again, that's my opinion. I may be wrong. So, uh, that's what I think based on what I have personally experienced, observed, seen, heard, read. But maybe there is something to it that I don't understand because I'm not in that position of leadership. But when people are suffering, when a mass number of people are suffering, clearly stuff is not being done right. And that's why I bring this up and why I put it this way. So hopefully that answers your question. And I would love to hear your opinion and anybody else who watches this later. What are your thoughts on that? So yeah. All right, guys. I hate to do this, but I kind of have to go because I just have some stuff to do. I remember that today is Friday and some stuff is closed on the weekends, and I should have taken care of that in the morning. But like always, I just haven't been feeling too well, and I've been away for a couple of days because life got rough all of a sudden. Like that short clip that I uploaded earlier, it was just a snippet of the stuff I've been dealing with. But I'm around. I'll be back. I promise. I'll get my life together. It's just taking some time. And then hopefully I'll get over whatever it is that's trying to get to me. It's probably season seasonal changes, but anyways, let's see. I'm doing a thesis right now while listening, so I feel you. Uh, oh well, good luck. I cannot say that I've ever done one of those because I completely skipped college, but I can imagine that it's a lot of work. So you make sure that you focus, and good luck to you. And have a good, all right, good weekend. Have a good weekend, everybody. And I should be here sometime soon. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see